That's a week 10 crack right there, buddy.
A week 10. I cannot believe it is week 10.
It's Halloween. It's like there's a lot of like coming to. There's daylight savings,
Ugh.
which is a nightmare for the kids and cats and all that shit. But you know what? It's double digits. We are double digits years old for the college football season. I want to do a quick energy level check. How are we doing?
I mean, today
because I know how earlier we were doing. It was not great.
Today is exactly 1 month until I get married.
Holy shit!
So that on top of all this, plus college basketball season starting, we were just talking about that as well.
When does it start? I keep seeing clips.
Monday.
So it actually starts in earnest on Monday. I love that in college basketball. It has become my second
huge TNT games, by the way. Shout out TNT for regular season Big 12 games.
They have? Is this new? Should I know this already? This is
we knew last year it was announced, but this is the first year of them having regular season games.
Wow, Florida, Arizona, go Cats.
Yes. And then BYU, Villanova. I think those are the two Vegas showcase ones.
Fantastic.
I know.
Well, that's kind of fun.
Anyway, so very exciting. So we will talk college basketball and gambling in this podcast, but we are focused on college football. And buddy, let's just tell the people, in terms of vibe check, we have had to work multiple Sundays this year in October, which is not our norm. Normally, okay, so actually I should rephrase that. We usually work during an hour window when the AP poll is out.
Yes.
And we react to it on a live show. And that's usually all we have to do on Sundays. The last couple of Sundays, we've had coach firings. We've had just all kinds of things that we needed to do. And this weekend was no exception. We had Brian Kelly fired, and we wrote on Sunday about this because LSU is the biggest job in college football that is open. You could argue it's the best job in college football.
I believe that. Yep.
Yeah, I would say that Georgia is now, but because of what Kirby made it, I don't know after if it would still be, which is me saying something really nice about Georgia again. So I don't know what's happening. I think it's because our producers went to Georgia.
I
genuinely think that's what's happening.
I think that's a fair argument, but it is a top 3 job. I feel comfortable saying top 3.
Yes.
They have a tiger on campus, right? Like, that's a great separator.
That's what you need. That's the most important thing is a live mascot. Texas would be the other job that you would say is up there. And
so very selfishly, James Franklin got fired when we were doing a live video, and that was tremendous content. So thanks, James. Billy Napier's was sort of like not at a crazy time. Like we were able to compartmentalize. Like Brian Kelly through and through just kind of screwed up everything for us. Was not a good fit. Got fired weirdly. I can't wait to talk about the shit that's going on there, like in real time right now, with the governor losing its mind. But I will say I know it was a weird fit. People keep saying this, and it kind of bothers me. Okay, he botched the Southern accent, like he did the TikTok shit. It was weird. He's an older man. He was trying too hard. But if you win, you'll fit in wherever. It doesn't matter if you speak Cajun. Ed Orgeron was the best fit ever, won a natty, but like also got fired. So like fit, if you win, you fit. Nick Saban is a West Virginia guy and became an Alabama god, okay? Like
that's fair.
If you win, you fit, and if you don't, you suck and you never fit. Now, I don't think he ever fit, but he also didn't win. So are you surprised this didn't work? Because I actually am surprised. I know that it was awkward start, but he's an asshole, okay, through and through, but I think he's a good football coach as well. I'm surprised this didn't work out. I am.
I think when people say they're surprised, I think it's more just too that like they're willing to get rid of him for as much as they did and that it didn't work out. Even if they kept him around for another year, I'm sure he could have improved. Like to your point, he is a good football coach and then he would have fit, But I think one thing that is just really not being talked about enough is like, how did we get here? How did it come to Brian Kelly being fired, paying the second largest buyout in college football history in October to the head coach of LSU that they have only had for a couple years? And there's so many factors to this. It's because we don't live in when Nick Saban was hired at Alabama college football anymore. Like, he obviously was successful outside that first year. So yes, winning helps. But like, now you have boosters who are paying and getting a little bit more of a say. And to your point, we were talking on the phone on Sunday and you were like, ADs are on Twitter too much. They're way too much on Twitter.
Yes.
There are way too many voices that are having an influence on these decisions and on these ADs. And in some cases, rightfully so, because they are the ones footing the bill for this. So that wasn't the case years ago when you could, wait to fire a coach because you wanted to like see if it worked out and save yourself paying that big buyout. You don't have that time. You don't have that time anymore. And the other part of this is everybody is firing their coach now because the college football calendar is a fucking mess. They need LSU, Florida, and Penn State need their head coach by the start of December. They need to know, which makes the Lane Kiffin conversation, by the way, very interesting because that's why they did this. They did it to, one, get the funds, and two, be able to have them ready for recruiting that, by the way, happens during championship week, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is.
And then the transfer portal window is in January. You need to have, like, Lane could still be coaching in the college football playoff or just finished and leaving. Like, there's a lot that is going to make this really complicated, and ADs need to have all their ducks in a row if they're going to have to wait for Lane, or all their ducks in a row if they're hiring someone else that's going to be ready to leave their team in December when it's the end of the season.
Let's talk today too, by the way, because if you want to know what a dysfunctional program, and maybe this is a counter to say that this is the best job in America, because the best job in America normally doesn't have the governor saying that the current AD is not going to hire the head football coach, which is what Jeff Landry said today publicly, that Scott Woodward, who, in fairness to the governor, has handed out some pretty shitty contracts, Jimbo Fisher and Brian Kelly, the two biggest buyouts ever. It's just, these are facts. Like, let's be honest. Also, though, when we start to get into the political aspect of this, it gets very nasty. That is the last thing you want as an LSU fan, is the governor mouthing off and becoming a fixture of this. It's also actually very infuriating.
But that's my point, is that there's a lot of other people that are involved in this that haven't been involved in it in years past. In the last 5 years, things have changed. Things are so different. And this is because we've changed so much. I mean, expanded playoff is part of this. James Franklin was at Penn State as long as he was, and they paid him that giant buyout now because the playoff is expanded, and he didn't have the excuse of losing to Michigan and Ohio State and only being able to lose one game. He made the playoff, and he wasn't going to get them to the next level. The expectation was national championship. So this is all because of the fact that so much has changed, and we're doing what we've always done in terms of college football coach. And the size just keeps getting bigger and bigger of their contracts. Speaking of more politics, there's been a bill proposed to basically put a cap on what college football coaches can be paid.
I think that's horseshit.
It's so bizarre.
I think that's
a straight up political move. That has nothing to do with wanting to actually fix college sports and do all of that. That's not it at all. Saying, hey, we know people care about football, and there's a bunch of Southern fans that we want to vote for us, and let's speak to what they're going through right now.
I'm a capitalist, right? So to me, the market is what the market is, which is why, by the way, if I'm LSU, I hand Nick Saban a 3-year, $100 million contract to come out of retirement and do 3 years. I'm sorry, and it would be worth it, by the way. Just saying, not going to happen. He's not leaving. Kristen, if you listen to this, I'm not advocating it, but LSU has to do that. You're not doing your job if you don't go to the coach that won a national title for you to say, we will double the current salary out in the market, essentially, for 3 years of your time. And oh, by the way, we'll set you up with a future coach. Like, don't you have to do this? Like, don't.
They have to make that phone call. The other phone call that they're going to make, unfortunately, is going to be to Urban Meyer as well. I think that they're going to go back to the well, and then I don't know. I think honestly, the smartest move, and I said this, I think last week, I genuinely think it might be better for outside of Lane Kiffin and Dan Lanning, also another guy that'll definitely get phone calls for
You have
has
to
said he's
call.
not
Yes.
has said he's not leaving. Outside of those two, I think athletic directors need to actually start being smart and look at what the future looks like long term and go for guys that you're not repurposing the same 5 names and 5 guys that we've heard in the past. Because another guy that's sitting on a contract that's probably going to be bought out is Hugh Freeze. So, like, we need to stop paying the same guys to do this. I know a lot of people were talking about Jimbo Fisher, too, in terms of these jobs as well. Like, there's a bar for who you should go back to, and then it needs to start being, let's actually pay guys that work out and are still maybe not at the ceiling of their career.
I do want to talk about Hugh Freeze in a minute, but I want to play the game. Lane is. I saw a Pete Thamel quote from ESPN basically saying he'd be shocked if Lane is back at Ole Miss. So would I.
Yeah.
I think Lane has 2 tremendous opportunities, and I think he's going to take one of them.
Potentially 3 if we could talk about Sark.
But yes. However, let's say Lane is not the guy at LSU. I have found. You and I we talk about this shit. Like, we don't need a pod. Like, we should just record the phone call. Like, I have found who I want this person to be. And I have found my coach for LSU. Have
for
you
LSU.
found? Yeah, well, for LSU, let's remove Lane from it. Who's the obvious favorite, I think. Who, if not Lane, would you pick to be the coach of LSU? You are the governor or the AD. Who the fuck knows who hires coaches these days? Who are you hiring?
Wow, you didn't even let me prep for that. You have an answer.
I have an in. I will let you.
I would say if I no thought into this at all, no previous thought outside
Of
of Lane.
That's how we do our best work.
I would say Eli Drinkwitz.
That is number 2 on my list, and I think he'd be great.
I think he would be great, and also I think the other thing is that he does fit that. He fits.
All right.
What else? No,
I think he would be safe. I think he'd be a great fit. It's almost too smart of a hire. Now, allow me to propose Dillingham, LSU, off the fucking rails. I think that
I would give anything for Kenny Dillingham to go to LSU. You know what? Let's start the campaign now. Get Kenny Dillingham. LSU, if you're listening, I think that's the greatest hire you could possibly make. Kenny Dillingham to LSU. He deserves it. Every single bit of it. Get that man there. Kramer, great idea. Should be an athletic director.
See, this is great. This solves 2 problems. One, LSU fills a coach, and go Cats. I think that guy. Here's what happens if Kelly Dillingham goes to LSU. You get Sam Levitt will come back and will transfer to LSU for 1 year and probably $5 million. So you get your quarterback for next year immediately, right away, right now. Sam Levitt, guaranteed 1 year. You get, I think, one of the top 5 best offensive coaches in college football. Ryan Day, Sark, both there. You get a guy with some fucking attitude and some chops, let's be honest, but not the Brian Kelly way. Like a guy that immerses himself in this. And a guy that is one of the best young coaches in the sport. Now, part of his allure at ASU was the ASU element of this, for sure. I think the world of this guy. I know they're not having a great season. They've had injuries. I think he's maximized the talent there, and unfortunately, I think they're seeing it. I think it would be maximum content and potentially the highest ceiling if you let that guy have control of roster and resources like that.
So this is my point. Get a guy that's at a place that doesn't have the same resources, which is a lot of them, but isn't recycled through the SEC and honestly, just through the SEC. Stop recycling the same SEC coaches. And I just don't want to do it. The other name that I'm surprised, I don't feel like I've heard enough of, but I feel like Penn State would be the place that he would potentially go, is Matt Campbell. I know you don't like that. It feels, you know what it kind of feels like? It feels a little Luke Fickell to Wisconsin. where it
No,
like almost
Campbell's
makes sense where it's good. It's the next level up, but yikes.
Campbell's been an interesting read. I think he's a good coach. Like they've done some
Fire.
good things.
Your fandom is really showing right now.
I actually, well, no, like I'm objectively a fan, but I don't necessarily think he's done a ton. Like fucking,
But do you think that's resource wise?
could be
Like
for
think
sure.
about the resources
Totally.
you have at Penn State and like
I don't think you're getting. I think with Dillingham, you're getting like
no. I
truly.
just meant for Penn State, not
Yeah,
for
no,
LSU.
no, no. I think with Campbell too. No, like Campbell specifically, like he's great. He's a good like. You give him more, he could produce more.
By the
I
way,
think. Yes. What?
un unnamed sources say that one Jed Fish is absolutely gunning for the Florida job.
I don't think that would be a bad hire. I know you probably have to, like, in the college football playoff committee meetings, like the ADs have to like remove themselves from the conversation. I feel like that is what we have to do with you when we talk about Jed Fish in any capacity. Actually, this is a pod. Having your opinion on this.
Who has skyrocketed to you think that he deserves the opportunity to coach at the University of Florida?
Well, who the hell else is going to coach there if Lane doesn't? Eli, like you name one.
Alex Golesh.
Yeah, but
Give him
is that exciting right now?
well, yeah, I know he just
Old
lost
buddies losing to Memphis. Like that ain't exactly going to ignite NIL. I'm just saying.
He's recruiting in Florida. Imagine with the resources.
Totally. I mean,
wow, prisoner of the moment. You don't even remember the beginning of the season.
Well, I'm just like
they beat Miami.
It's like, ooh, the SEC. Who do I want to play for? Kirby Smart or
no, they did not. I'm so sorry. They did not beat Miami. They beat Florida.
They got worked. They beat Florida. No, he's good. Like he is, but I don't think he's ready for that job. You want to hire him at Arkansas? Fine.
But that's my point. Is like, okay, so we don't think these people are ready for this job. I think this is where we need to be looking for coaches. That's the level we need to be looking for coaches because the cycled version of all of these really great coaches. Brian Kelly's a great football coach.
I hate the retread hires.
Never.
I hate the retread hires, which is why I'm saying give Nick Saban $100 million. And make him
Miss Terry I cannot wait for the Kenny Dillingham push to LSU. We are going to make a public display of this.
I mean, who else? Eli Drinkowitz is good. Like
that's been root for him.
Like, but dude, Dillingham is a fucking savage, and you give him a savage football program, and people will rally around that dude. I think the problem that these programs have. How many names are they going to be excited about? Like, would they be excited about Drinkowitz?
By the way, I'm texting my brother right now about Kenny Dillingham because this would be a huge moment for our family and our group chat because we both like him a lot, and I simply can't.
You just want him out. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no. I think that if you hire a guy like that, I find him very genuine. I think he's been great there. I really like him. If we were doing...
I got to interview him. I literally wanted, with every ounce of my being, to not like him or to think this is a fake, like, thing that he's doing. No. It's so real. And I also appreciate how accountable he holds himself accountable so well.
He's bro.
In a way that's not... He could put blame on his team, where Brian Kelly is yelling at every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the sideline, except for looking in the mirror.
He is bro PJ Fleck. And I mean that as a compliment. He is bro PJ Fleck. By the way,
he's millennial PJ Fleck.
Don't allow me to get obnoxious about my Hawkeyes. I'm just saying we are next week. Iowa's less than a touchdown underdog against fucking Oregon, buddy. We're gonna save this for next week. But Kirk Ferentz,
I'm so excited.
Oh, buddy, just get you ready. All right, we have to keep talking. I do. Let's talk. Hugh Freeze. So the impact of this is huge. What's funny is you and I wrote a story. We don't always write the right things or pick the right topics. I think the last 6 weeks we have been all over the pulse of like stories that have proven to be true. And one of the stories we wrote was that this hiring cycle has a chance to be out of control. Now, I'll be honest. I didn't necessarily think LSU was going to be the one to go first. I thought it was going to be
Florida State.
I thought it was going to be others. if you are Auburn or Florida State or Wisconsin already released a stupid ass statement like, "Oh, give us money."
So did Florida State.
Well, it's like, all right, you broke ass football programs. Like, good luck, broke. Yeah, like
You can say broke ass bitches. That's okay. We can say that.
I was
This
so
is our
scared.
podcast.
I was so scared. I paused.
I was watching you try and like do that so gracefully, and I was like, just say broke ass bitches. This
All
is
right,
our
you broke
podcast.
ass. You broke ass football program. Fucking like so nailed the dismount. 10 out of 10. I am gonna say something I'm gonna regret.
Oh God.
I do not fire Hugh Freeze. I do not. I think I do not fire Hugh Freeze. I'm gonna say another thing I regret. I think Hugh Freeze's football team is like close to having a really good year. And they just need to, instead of firing him, pay a quarterback $5 million a year.
Yes.
Retain some of these wideouts if you can, and you'll be better. Hugh Freeze
Don't let
fucked
Hugh
that up
Freeze pick the quarterback, but yes, absolutely. Don't let him be in charge of that, but yes, pay them. I think the other part is that Auburn, what we're forgetting too, is Auburn's also paying Brian
like
Harsin
7 coaches
and Gus Malzahn already. Like they're paying like $30 million plus in buyouts already still. So like this is not just like simply, and again, we've seen way bigger buyouts, so it is what it is. But I tend to agree with you, but I think it's going to happen because I just think it's impossible for these SEC programs to wait. They're trying so hard and they're prisoners of the moment. And to be fair, this has just changed. Like I said earlier, this sport has changed so quickly that like you don't have any room to allow people. And it's not, and that's because no one's done it. No one's giving the room for people to grow. Maybe Wisconsin is on the right path of giving someone the opportunity because they're just broke and can't do it. And we'll see what happens.
Like, you know what? We're not doing anything, but we'd like to. We just can't.
We'd love to, but we can't. So let's see how this works out. Like, you know, is it dodgeball?
Yes.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him.
Well,
like literally, that's where we're at. Is somebody has to make a bold move, and I think that's pretty bold of them to keep him.
So you do this move, by the way, if you have a coach in mind, and that coach is basically committed to siding with you. That's when you make a move. LSU, like these programs are. From what it sounds like with LSU, it was Brian Kelly kind of being an asshole on the last day. That like Brian Kelly, in true Brian Kelly fashion, kind of blew up the whole thing of possibly keeping his job because he wouldn't make changes to the staff, etc.
Which I honestly, if this were any other coach, I'd be like, respect. He's defending his guy and really sticking with that. It's Brian Kelly. I'm like, classic. He's doing this. He's such a pain in the ass.
He is.
No, but I think the idea that he knew he had that money, he went, I'll call your bluff and you can go ahead and fuck off. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. And they did it. Also, he was like out at a restaurant in Baton Rouge.
And they haven't agreed to a settlement yet, to my knowledge, which is kind of a big deal. So they owe him $53 million right now. In the release, they basically said we're going to work towards a settlement. What does that mean? His contract has offset language.
Leverage?
What the school will probably try and do, I would imagine, because he has very little, but is negotiate a smaller buyout. This is what happens. They'll dig up recruiting violations, like all the things they want you to do will be unearthed that are probably illegal. Right? You have this happen all the time. Or what they'll say is, hey, we'll get rid of the offset language if you take your buyout from 53 million to 30 million. We'll give you 10 million up front and we'll give you $2.5 million per year, a la what Billy Napier is getting, but there's no offset. So you can go find another job. That is probably what they're going to try and do. Because how hireable, I mean, is Brian Kelly hireable? I know we're like, there's so many different topics of this that are interesting. Is Brian Kelly going to excite a fan base? Like, if you're UCLA, I know he's a prick, but wouldn't you be thrilled with Brian Kelly?
Which Yes, you would. But also, by the way, did you see the tweet about like someone saying like Brian Kelly, and it's literally a video of the super dude be like, "Yeah, I walked in and like this is what
Oh yeah,
happened
yeah,
here."
yeah,
It's like Brian Kelly getting hired at UCLA.
yeah.
But no, you know what I was just thinking about? All of this, like maybe it goes the exact same way because the offensive line, I think, and their run game has been a part of the issue, not just Garrett Nussmeier. But think about if they still got Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, it
Do
would have
you
probably
think that?
changed. It might have changed the. It might have changed a lot.
Do you think? I don't know.
Or counterpoint, let's hire Lane Kiffin to work with Bryce Underwood. That sounds good. Like, like, but
Right.
you
Well,
know,
that's
like,
why I kind of love the idea of DJ Lagway and Lane. Best case scenario for that kid is that Lane shows up there.
Lane will have a new quarterback, obviously, next year. And
Yes.
you'll have quarterbacks who want to play with Lane.
Yeah. I
And
mean, but DJ
truly,
Lagway said he's committed to Florida, but I think in terms of like development and a
dude,
guy you
I'm
wouldn't
telling
have to
you,
pay.
Levitt. We've solved their problem for them.
I don't
Levitt,
think you would want Levitt to go to Florida.
I'm sorry, LSU. We
Yeah, yeah,
already
yeah. No,
solved it.
I'm saying
Yeah,
Florida. If
yeah,
you're
yeah. Oh, because
DJ
DJ
Lagway,
Lagway. I mean, yeah. If I'm DJ Lagway, I'll go. Very interesting. He seems like a different cat. I mean that in the best possible way. Like he was very supportive of Billy Napier. He wanted Napier to be his coach. Um, so he's a little bit unpredictable because he's
well, that's
got
he said he said he's
NAL
going to
laws.
say he's committed to Florida. However, there's already rumors that Texas A&M have made a phone call.
Yeah, but like
So
really interesting. I had not heard that because fuck, dude. This time of year is too much. But goddamn, I
yeah, the
can't quit it.
internet,
Fucking love it, man.
the
I love
internet.
it. All right, what else do we need to talk about? This is a batshit week of things. Oh, you want to talk about my tweet? I'm not saying this because you put
Oh,
this on. You
also, wait, by the way, sorry. Uh, Jamal Lagway is the younger brother of DJ Lagway, and has been offered. He's a 2028 athlete, and he's been offered by Texas A&M. So just an interesting little tidbit where the communication maybe isn't directly to DJ Lagway, but there's connections there.
I like that actually. It's a long game, right? It's a long game. Although
Wow.
A&M looks pretty good at that position for at least one more year.
Yeah.
Just saying. I
Does Marcel Reed have one more year? Was he
think he was a true freshman
fresh?
last year.
Wow.
I think he was. I could be wrong. We should look that up. I'm going to look it up right
Eligibility,
now.
by the way, is just throwing me off all over the board.
Well, yeah, at least we're through the COVID years and almost through the Diego years, we think.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
Okay, and you feel pretty good about that dude. Getting better. Pretty electric. We were joking before we came on because I just tweeted. Twitter's a weird beast these days. I've had a couple of tweets that have gotten some traction. It's not why I tweet. I'm just a sarcastic fuck. But I just tweeted, like, how is Lane Kiffin going to coach 4 jobs? The number of people who texted me about this. I had friends posting pictures from, like, other websites.
I thought it was the funniest tweet that I ever read in my entire life. Nick was sitting next to me when I read it. I was hysterically laughing. And you know me, I'll give you your shit for the most part. But I got to give you that was so funny.
I was hoping Lane was going to jump in, by the way.
No context. The best kind of tweets are no context, especially because, like, your timeline is, like, not, like, chronological anymore. And it's just, like, funny to see that because really that fits in the last, like, 2 weeks of things. It's just, like, each day there seems to be a new job that Lane Kiffin is going to be offered. And
this was pre-firing of Brian Kelly.
Yes.
By the way. That's what. So it got a nice run post-firing. Yeah, I mean, people, dude, nothing moves the college football Twitter needle more like firing somebody. It is.
It's
It
really
reminds
the
me there's
greatest.
still some good on this app.
It
Um,
kinda cracks me up that, like, the joke has always been, like, the best job in college football is that of a fired head coach, and, like, we've just reached, like, next level amounts that we are paying them. Like, it has just gotten so, so out of hand, and it'll keep going, guys. It's not gonna get any better. No one's gonna learn anything.
no one's gonna learn anything. The stakes are higher. Um,
Yeah, that
what?
in terms of more places too, like, the stakes are way higher for more schools now than ever before.
Um, I I want to pivot real quick. Do we have other non? Oh, you have who's the next football coach to get fired? I love that. This is hard. This is hard. Are they going to fire Freeze? Are they going to fire like who? Are they going to do it? Like who is the next one to go?
I
I
think
think the
they
I think the market's got to reset after this, and everyone's going to take a breath. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I would say the next guy to probably get fired then if we think it's gonna be the end of the year would be Norvell. Like, I think that would happen, but I would guess Hugh Freeze, honestly. I would say Hugh Freeze.
the other name to watch. What's funny, like Bill Belichick's like old news, and that was like 3 weeks ago. Jonathan
Yeah.
Smith at Michigan State is the
Oof.
one I keep hearing about a little bit from folks. Now, I am
Well,
surprised this is not
sorry, go
going
ahead.
better. No. I really loved him at Oregon State. It's not working here. God damn, they fucked me on my under last week. That really pissed me off. Um, I know that's not the sexiest name, but that's the one. If I was actually going to guess that I think may happen is Jonathan Smith. I don't think it's going very well.
Michigan State also having to pay coaches not to coach for them. So it
It's
could
been
just be
bad.
and the expectation really isn't there right now. They could wait it out another year and maybe see if it gets better because I do think it could. But
Yes.
yeah, good point.
All right. I want to do a little game with you.
Okay.
Uh, the odds for who will make the college football playoff. We love this. This is like a pod staple of who. Like, what are the odds that they're going to make the college football playoff? Now, I'm not asking you the odds, but who do you think right now are the biggest teams to make the
Okay.
college football playoff? Now, actually, let me provide some. Well, go ahead, and then I'll provide the context afterwards.
I'll give
Because
you the top ones right now. And this is going to include, I guess lines probably don't matter for a group of 5, so we won't
there is some group of 5 action here.
in the top
No, so
12.
once you start guessing, I'll give you some context. And I know where you're going first. Ohio State, right? Let's just
Yes.
Ohio State has no odds. They are off the board.
Okay.
There are no
Georgia,
is minus 310. They are the third selection.
Alabama
Is minus 900. And this is going to give away something. And this is the really interesting kicker. They're number 1 odds, which means Indiana is so locked that they don't even have odds, which is fucking hilarious, by the way.
crazy.
So
Okay,
Alabama's number 1.
Notre Dame is definitely in the top 10.
Notre Dame was number 2, which is also hilarious at minus
Guys,
330.
You're acting like this is such a hard thing to do. This is easy based on what they have in front of them, what they've accomplished, how the committee works, how this all plays out every single year. This is pretty easy. Okay, so we have Georgia, Alabama, Notre Dame. You said Indiana and Ohio State don't have odds.
Yes, you have the top 3. You have Alabama,
And then Miami,
Notre Dame, Georgia. Miami is minus 250. They are number 6.
Okay. And then let's go. Ooh, you know what's hard is the Big 12. Who is actually favored, whether it be Texas Tech or BYU?
Texas Tech is the Big 12 fade at minus 170, which is substantial. BYU is plus 260. So Texas Tech
where do they rank above
Texas
with
Tech,
everybody?
2, 4, 7. So they're right behind
7?
Miami.
Okay. Give me Georgia Tech in the top 10.
I was waiting. minus 120. So right now, they're favored to be in the playoff, and they are number 8.
Wow, I love this game. How many am I missing from the top 10?
So let's see.
So I
We are
did
so
ACC Big 12 as let's
so
let's dive into more. Give me
Ole,
Oregon.
Ole Miss is minus 300. They're number
Dang
4.
it, I was gonna do the other Big 10 and SEC teams. Give me Oregon, Ole Miss, obviously.
Right behind is Oregon, minus 280. And
Okay, so
Miami.
that's all. So did
you
I
have
get
the
all?
top?
10?
You have the top 8. Now, number 9 and number 10 are fun. Number 9 and
Okay,
number 10 are worth this, and then we will move on.
give me a sec. So
One of these is relevant to things you have said recently. I think.
Group of 5.
No. The first group of 5, as you're thinking, is South Florida at Tulane
Memphis?
at plus
Oh,
320,
Tulane.
South Florida plus
No, it
400, and
should
Memphis
be
plus
Navy.
450.
Should be Navy. Big game this week for them, by the way.
Oh, dude, North Texas, by the way, is 5-1 here.
Huge.
Where the fuck is Navy? 10-1. I will.
Something that I've mentioned.
Yes. So the team that you mentioned to me earlier in one of our shows was Louisville.
Yes. Oh, sleeper. That was my sleeper pick.
Plus 240.
Wow, the odds makers are buying the Louisville hype
at number 10 and number 9.
Because Virginia needs to lose again for them to be because they've. Oh man.
Number 9 at nearly a coin flip, plus 125.
Tennessee.
Vanderbilt.
Vandy. Ow, wow. I'm so sorry, Vanderbilt. I was thinking
Tennessee's right there. Tennessee was the next up. BYU and Tennessee. You did very good there. That's pretty good.
Thank you. College football playoff is my specialty. I love this stuff. I love it. And I know the odds makers, but I'm proud of everybody with the LSU thing, by the way.
Yes.
Proud.
By the way, other teams of interest. Texas is 5-1. Virginia is 5-1. Oklahoma and North Texas 5-1. USC plus 550.
Okay. So
Iowa 28-1. They have odds. Very exciting.
Yeah, we need Louisville needs Virginia to lose, and then I think they're guaranteed to make the ACC
I've got
championship
thoughts
game.
about that coming up as soon as we do locks.
Let's go. Let's
we
go
into
into
locks. Yeah, let's go into games.
By the way, this time next week we will have college football playoff rankings.
That's insane. Dude, last night I was thinking about this as I was sitting around like at the exact time. I'm like, shit, I'll be live like a week ago. And there's something about the playoff that just hits different. And I'm excited because the format is different, right? So top 4 seeds are the buys. Correct? Like I actually need a refresher here because I remember the first show we did last year. It was like, oh my God, why the fuck is Boise at number 4? Right? Like it was
just pure chaos. Pure chaos.
So this year, that will help. That will help things aggressively help things.
Yes. I think the group of 5 could come down to the championship weekend.
I think
it's going to be sick. There are a lot. I mean, last year, I feel like an expanded playoff, we knew it was going to be Boise State kind of the whole time, pretty much. I'm really, really excited for expanded playoff with an actual, contest when it comes to group of 5 selections.
All right, we will go to locks because we both have actually things we have to do. I forgot about that. And we'll go through this week. Look, this is not the greatest week of college football. Let's just be honest. Shout out though to the early games delivering because the early slate is quite good.
Very good.
Now, would this game be in my locks if I did not have to include it? I don't know. Maybe. But I do, and that's the job. I like Texas minus 2.5 versus Vanderbilt. I don't care who plays quarterback. It sounds like Arch practice today. I don't know what they're doing there. Matthew Caldwell came in last week, threw a touchdown, won the game. I could argue they'll probably be better if he plays. I don't know. I don't really care. Vanderbilt on the road. Texas is still defensively decent. They're going to move to 7-2, Paige. Is it weird that we've been shitting on Texas all year and they're going to be 7-2? Is that weird at
No,
all?
no,
Okay.
not at all. I will say they're probably the most criticized 7-2 team if they make it there. Um, in terms of Vanderbilt, I want them to win this game badly because I think it would be nice if we could just have the Sark Arch Texas conversation now instead of when they lose to Texas A&M. That would be fantastic.
Yep.
However, I sort of think that this defense is just going to be too good in too many ways. And I think Diego Pavia's definitely had some magic and been able to sort of make things happen for Vanderbilt when they needed it. And I don't know that you can do this against that defense. I think this defense is incredibly disciplined. That's what you also have to be against a team like Vanderbilt, where their offense is really dynamic. And I'm also going to side with you on Texas.
Wow. I'm a little surprised by that. Tomorrow we're doing our picks. So we'll pick game VR.
But guess
And this
who
is
did their prep for that before we did our
you.
podcast this
Good,
week?
good for you. Yeah.
Huge.
Coming with the goods. All right, the games get more depressing from here. So bear down. Florida plus 7.5 versus Georgia. I don't trust Georgia at all. I
Okay.
don't.
So I mentioned earlier on the show that our producer that normally does these went to
Shit.
Georgia.
I didn't even think
And
about that.
Kramer has been picking against Georgia quite a bit this year. I've picked Georgia quite a bit, but she actually pitched me a piece for today that we ended up not doing because it was too similar to picks. And she was like, a lot of teams have done really well. There's like a statistic of like a lot of teams have won their first game after firing their head coach.
It's the dead cat bounce. Yep.
And do we think that this is something where Florida could potentially upset Georgia? And I actually don't hate that. I'm going to side with you that they cover.
Yes.
I don't know
I
that they
agree.
win. I think it's going to be a really, really close game. And that's solely because of the fact that the Florida defense, can cause problems. And Gunnar Stockton, while he's gotten progressively better and been big in big moments, I don't know. And it's on the road. That's the other thing is like Gunnar Stockton.
Well, you got the cocktail party neutral.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
The
but
world's largest cocktail party.
what
That's
you can't,
right.
you
What is it,
can't call.
Jacksonville, Florida?
Yeah, you can't call it that anymore because people are too soft.
Well, and also people would be mad if I did say that it wasn't a home game because it's not technically a home game for either. However,
I've learned my lesson doing this so many times over the years. Like
that's happened to us so much. That happened on the AP poll this year when we were talking about something and they were like, oh, they don't know it's a neutral site game. We're like, yes, we do. It's just one of those things. But anyway,
yes.
my point is that Georgia will not be at home. I think Gunnar Stockton has done well at home. Georgia plays well at home, obviously.
Yes.
I think at home is where the issue lies.
Okay, good.
I think that was this year.
Can I interest you in, and I'm making sure these lines are updated because I did post this earlier today. Cal plus 4.5 versus Virginia.
Wow. I'll take it.
So
then Louisville in it.
Cal I still like their young quarterback. I don't know if he's going to stay at Cal. I don't trust Virginia. Virginia has not been great of late. Long road trip.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I'm in.
All right.
I got another. Now I know you're not going to like this one. And if you've looked at locks already, I know you're going to hate it. And I kind of hate myself for doing it. NC State plus 5.5 versus Georgia Tech. Look, I don't hate Georgia Tech.
Sorry, what's the spread?
5.5.
5.5. Okay, here's the thing.
I don't hate Georgia Tech.
You do, but it's okay.
I just keep running into spreads. This is the number 18 going up against a 500 team, and the spread is less than a touchdown. And NC State has played a bunch of games on the road. I mean, you look at NC State's last 5 games are bad. They've lost 4 out of 5. Their one win is Campbell, Fighting Camels, by the way. Shout out Fighting Camels. But they played all on the road.
NC State Virginia's loss? NC State upset somebody in the ACC.
NC State is the same team every year. They do dumb shit like 80% of the time, and they win one magical football game. And then you rewrite the season. That's what happens.
Virginia, by the way.
Yes.
Oh,
So
fair.
I think
However,
that, yeah,
nope.
I know how you feel.
Disagree.
I know how you feel there. We and my
I want Georgia Tech in the playoffs so bad.
I do
Also,
too.
a coach that I would hire.
Absolutely.
I
I know.
actually think he might be like my favorite coach in college football in terms of like simply could really take any program to any level if they let him.
I don't disagree either. He should be getting looks given the state of things in college. Well, he's not getting looks. Then the 80s are broken. My last pick, Iowa State again versus Arizona State. I think that Arizona State. We just talked about Dillingham and how much I love him. Well, Sam Levitt is out, and the last time Sam Levitt was out against Utah, Jeff Sims just can't do it.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately, too, and I don't blame the coach for this, I imagine this Arizona State team's a little demoralized. Go from playoff to losing your third game of the year. They've had injuries. And Iowa State's a tough place to play. Like, this is not a fun turnaround. And the fact that your starting quarterback is out is trouble. So there they are, locks. You can get the rest of them. I got more. I was so pissed last week. I should have been 500. And then I'm not running well gambling right now. I will say that. There's a lot of like weird things that happen. I was on a heater earlier in the year. That heater is cool. We need a week to get back on track. I think this is the week. So.
All right. Let's talk about Oklahoma, Tennessee. Top 25 matchup.
Yep.
Do you think that this is like where the wheels like remember when the schooner that one year like flipped over? Is this like where this like turns into that point of the season because they've already lost a few and Tennessee really isn't a place to be like, you know what, they're at home. They have a good quarterback as well. Their team's played pretty well all season for the most part. Kind of been ugly, but
I just don't
still.
I don't like either of these teams.
They're actually like so evenly matched in terms of like
they're like
there's times where they can really like could be college football playoff teams and like compete with anybody, and there's just moments where you're like, well, at least in one aspect of their game, the rest of it's like, oh, okay, I don't know.
The part that's concerning though for Oklahoma, to your point, like Ole Miss kind of carved them up, and that was like the number 2 defense in the country, and Ole Miss shredded them. And Tennessee is going to look at that and try to do a lot of the same things in terms of like that downfield passing. I couldn't bet Oklahoma in this game. Like I couldn't either.
I think Tennessee's going to win.
This is where
the wheels. Which is sad because I do think it's the schooner moving. Sorry.
Yeah. Next to it, USC Nebraska caught my eye. Neighbor Jason is excited. I hear it's a blackout. I was
going to leave that for last and say because we have to talk about Nebraska.
It's I don't know what to do here. It's a 6.5 spread for USC. Nebraska has not been all that impressive lately. All I'm going to say is I kind of hope Nebraska wins. Well, A, for neighbor Jason, and B, because I want to hear these dumbass, stubborn USC fans who can get in my mentions and tell me how much better the program is. Like, yeah, man, we're so much better than we were. You know, it doesn't matter that he has a worse record than Clay Helton. Shout out Clay, good guy.
Clay Helton was coaching in the Pac-12. No, full stop. Clay Helton was coaching in the Pac-12.
I just.
Oh, your stat. I'm sorry.
I still
be real about the Pac-12. Besides its last year.
Here, I'll be real about USC too. They hired a guy to pay him $12 million a year. And he's losing games to Illinois. So I'll be real because I'll be real about Lincoln Riley. Okay.
Here's the thing. The problem is not that. The problem is, honestly, the problem is Lincoln Riley's problem to fix, which is West Coast football. USC does not have the allure anywhere near what it used to. Their boosters and fan base are delusional that that's one of the best places to go play college football in the world or in the country because It's not how people and kids view it. Kids are too young to know who Reggie Bush is. We were in Big 12 Media Days and they were showing covers of the NCAA game and they didn't know who half these guys were. And that ended in 2014. These kids weren't even alive when that was happening. Let's be real about that. Let's be real about the fact that you have to change how USC looks as a whole. And Lincoln Riley may not be the guy to be able to do that. But I don't know. I'm just saying. Give credit where credit is due.
I hope he loses.
And let's look at big picture. Anyway. I didn't think you and I fighting over Lincoln Riley would happen today, but here we are.
You said it's the Pac-12. I'm like, is that good or bad? Like,
it's bad. I'm saying it was the Pac-12. It was that version of the Pac-12 that died because it was so bad, and then we had one last year where we were good.
Oh, it was a banger. What a year!
Utah was running. Let's talk about Ole Miss and South Carolina, please. Do we think, because South Carolina obviously played a close game this weekend, weekend?
I think South Carolina might get worked.
You do?
Unless Lane's head is just so far up his ass.
Beamer gets fired at all? By the way, someone who was definitely being considered for huge jobs outside of South Carolina, and then this year kind of just...
No. God, did they fumble the bag. Literally, last week, fumbling the bag. Yeah, I don't see it. I just don't see it. Well, the other one that's really interesting, very, very big, Cincinnati versus Utah, at Utah. Now, I don't know if I missed something injury-wise, because this game opened up at 6.5, and it's now at 10.5. I mean, that's such a huge line.
Dampier was out.
But like
already. So I'm guessing maybe they thought that it started with the idea that he would be back, and maybe they confirmed that he's not.
No, I mean, no, it's moving in Utah's favor. It's like Sorsby out.
Oh,
like what is going on here? Like that's what I'm worried about. Like this is a huge.
Maybe just Utah. People saw that Utah is.
Let's see. Yeah, but that's interesting. But that's a big spread now, 10.5. Yeah, interesting.
I'm curious. Do you still have the play to make the playoff odds up?
Oh hell yeah, I can grab them right. Yep, I do now.
Where is Houston?
Is not on.
Okay, because here's the thing. They lost to Texas Tech. And if the rest of their schedule is West Virginia, UCF, TCU, and Baylor, okay? If they get into the Big 12 championship game, I mean, they have to play either like Texas Tech again or BYU. That's potential.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not on here. I'm making sure they're not, because LSU is on
here. Care. They just don't care about.
Arizona State is on here. Iowa's on here. God, I love these odds. I love these odds. And they have the playoff. Well, hold on a sec. Let me see. There's a couple of other odds. Let me just do the yes, no. No, they're not on here either. Haters, all of them. Here we go. One last thing. I love these two. Number of ACC teams to make the college football playoff over 1.5 is currently -175. Really? Do you get more than one team?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was not listening because I just received a text back from my brother, and he said, "Please, Lord, get him away from Tempe." So yes, we're on board to get Gillingham to leave for LSU, which we'll make shirts. Sorry, what did you say?
The last thing we'll do. So number of ACC, and this makes sense the more I think about it. Number of ACC teams to make the playoff over 1.5 is -175. Under is +140. Number of Big 12 teams to make the playoff over 1.5 is -160. Under 1.5 is -160. Reading is hard. Over is +125. Number of Big 10 teams.
The Big 12 is going to get one team in, and the ACC is going to get two.
I would agree with that. Although Miami could totally fuck this up, because
they could, but they're not going to. It'll be actually, now that I think about it, the Notre Dame of it all does play a factor in that.
And there you go. So, any random shit?
That would be my guess.
Do you have any random shit?
No, I have to go confirm my florals for my wedding after this. So just more wedding things, more wedding tasks.
No, I don't
Food
either.
out
We have
there.
Halloween on Friday.
Halloween, what's your family going as?
So, man, I wish you wouldn't have asked me that. Olivia is being a construction. All the girls are being like construction workers. I don't understand. They've got like very nice, like 11-year, like they're just nice outfit. I don't know why that was it, but fine, great, easy. The boys, Jack is being Juan Soto,
Okay.
and Cameron is being Garrett Wilson. So
Okay.
what does this mean? It means me walking around the two biggest loser franchises in sports and, and listening to people at doors be like, "Good Lord," like for like 2 or 3 hours. I did not push this on them. To be clear, I actually wanted them like, "Why don't you be a fireman?" They're like, "That's stupid."
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
thought
be
you were gonna say
Garrett Wilson.
why don't you be a Chiefs fan? Why don't you
I
be
have I have a funny picture, and we will share it. Um, like I come downstairs and my Cameron is playing in the arcade game, and he's wearing a full Jets like helmet, jersey, pants, like playing Golden Tee. Like I'm just like, hey man, what are you doing? He's like,
could not be more
what are
you.
you doing? I'm like, okay, well this is
Girl,
weird, but fine,
yeah.
cool.
You know the what is it? I think it's a why am I blanking on Gold Member? Help me out. What is that movie? Austin Powers.
Yes,
Isn't it the one where he's like, "Oh, I'm you 10 minutes from now," whatever that's
yes,
from?
yes.
And that's like you're like Cameron's looking at you being like, "That's you
Well,
in
so
however many years
I'm
apart you
gonna
are."
I'm gonna wear I'm gonna wear a Mets jersey probably just
Wow.
so my loser kids don't feel like the only losers out there.
Okay.
Like, I can't believe baseball's still even going on. The Mets crushed my soul. That was
By the way, that
once
I stayed up for that game.
I fell asleep and I woke up and there was like shit going on.
Yeah.
Um, it was like 2:30 in the morning. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's why being a West Coast sports fan
It
is
does.
superior to all else.
Oh, and like hearing Steven Nelson, formerly of VR, like get called. I was driving in the other day and I'm hearing Steven Nelson's voice. I was like, oh my god, that made me
Best
happy.
boy.
Um, last thing, we will hopefully have some news to share for us pod.
Yes.
Okay, I was making sure you knew what I was saying.
Yeah,
We
I was trying to think of what you were saying, but then I remembered.
yes. So we've got some good news for the pod
Yeah.
and for us that we will share here soon.
Yes, and I will say don't forget to watch the AP poll show on Sunday, and then Tuesday we will be live
Finale.
on our app and on VR's YouTube to react to the college football playoff rankings, and that one is always a really really fun one, especially the first one. So bump up the numbers, guys. We love a good push of the numbers.
Yeah. No, the Tuesday will be a banger. Always is. I gotta figure out what the hell I'm doing. Like it's a completely different pace and cadence, and you're waiting for them to react. I mean, we're there, buddy. I can't wait. All right, we got
Chef's
shit to
kiss.
do. Good luck picking out
Flowers. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and we will talk to you guys next week.